Look at the shoes. And you haven't even looked. That's so crazy.
No, you told me not to look.
Wow. I can't believe you listened. Good for you.
And if they're falling apart and melting, please just lay them in a box in acid-free paper and maintain them. Let them go with the doll if you ever sell her.
How are you going to press this? Are you going to look? There's a nail right there. Are we going to leave that? Oh, look at that.
That's her.
Oh.
That's her curl.
That's her curl. I just took her curl. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Thank you for being here at the doll shop.
Well, thank you.
We're excited because right now we're in our Better Together virtual doll convention event. And we love what you do. So we're going to be doing that for your portion of this extravaganza. Now, I have two projects over here. One did you take a peek underneath the towel?
No,
you really didn't.
I really didn't. I didn't.
You didn't?
No, because you showed me the shoes and that's it. I can see the shoes from here.
You can see the shoes from here. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and look at those shoes. So this doll, it's a huge 40-inch doll, and it has been sitting under this rug like a giant corpse for 2 weeks. Look at this. Look at the shoes. And you haven't even looked. That's so crazy.
No, you told me not to look.
Wow. I can't believe you listened. Good for you. Well, let's go ahead and take a peek because I don't think we're going to need to do too much with her. But she's a fun one.
Oh, honey.
So we've got two projects here that we are going to be showcasing. But hopefully the first project isn't too much. But what I thought we could look at is her wonderful clothing.
The workmanship. Look at her hands.
I know.
Her gloves.
I know. It's so interesting, isn't it?
Gloves.
So let's get into who she is. She is an FG. Go ahead and pull her up. Francois Gautier. Okay. And she is a rare. I know. She's huge.
She's
huge. We can move her over to your desk if you want.
My desk is huge and filthy.
Well, it's not filthy. You just did a wonderful Jamo, and she looks fabulous. But this is an FG, and we can see the mark right there. FG in a scroll, and she's 40 inches tall. And she has this wonderful ensemble.
Look at this, the corset.
I know, isn't that fun?
Her blushing on her chin. Her ears. The mauve eyeshadow.
It's just neat to look at.
Very interesting.
What's interesting?
You can tell. Okay, look at the eyelashes at this corner. And they're going straight, which is okay. It's normal. But look at this one. This straight thing. You can tell. I mean, doll artists, we try like heck to get this perfect. But this artist who did this doll, okay, this is good enough. And she was going down. Look at how these strokes are going at that angle. And right here, they start really drooping. And this whole section right here droops. Makes a very interesting doll.
Well, you know, I've never seen one that had perfect face paint because they were hand painted, and it's just
right. And they were painted in production
quickly.
You know, they didn't sit there and say, "Oh,
no,
this last quarter is off, and I have to take it off."
Probably one of this size. They did. I don't think they made too many of them.
Probably
they're definitely rare, but so more care was probably taken.
But look at the wonderful shading in her lips. Definitely the line. And how much it fades out to the edge, and then that you can really see the highlights pierce through the lobe.
She came in, and I really don't think we're going to have to do too much at all.
I hope we don't have to take her too much.
Oh, no.
Down. Just steam her, or
I don't know. We can decide, but she might just be able to kind of maybe iron a little bit, and she can.
Well, I got to take the clothes off at least to get her ironed, because I can't iron on her. I haven't developed that too good.
I did that once on myself, and it didn't work very well.
No, you burn your fingers. I just burnt one.
Look at those. I would love shoes like that. Those are wonderful.
Somebody really went to a lot of work. Costume her.
So many layers.
They put a cover over her body.
It's an interesting body. I haven't seen enough of these to say, oh, this is what they usually look like.
I don't know. It might be a cover over it. Rather than replacing it, it's just a little cover. Could be. Because you can sort of see right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
That's probably what that is. Let's check. Yeah. Sort of like a stocking cover. You can see. Oh, cool. Cool.
She's cool. We don't have to do hardly anything to her. She's just a fun surprise, and I thought all of our wonderful friends would enjoy just checking her out with us.
I've never seen one this side, personally.
Me neither. Actually, I think we had one a couple years ago, but I think she was like 38 inches, but...
Okay, here you go. Look at the light, how they did the hem. How they kept the pleats together. And here's the stiffening. But you notice they didn't take the stiffening up. They didn't waste fabrics like we do. Some people have a tendency to waste. Okay. This is the strings to help her tie it in the back to probably make a bustle. We will see when she gets up on a stand.
Yeah, we're either going to put her on a stand or have her sit somewhere.
Do we have a nice chair?
Yeah, we could definitely find one. She's got a wonderful corset, and one of these buttons fell off, but I found it around here somewhere. I might have.
That you pinned it
That
on
might have
there.
been the.
It was definitely created costume for her.
You almost have to.
There's no cartridge plating. So fun.
So fun. So we don't have to really do much. She's in a great outfit. It's all here.
And she's in the perfect color too.
Perfect color. I love it. Shelf ready, which is how we usually do not receive them.
No.
But I thought she'd be an interesting one to unveil.
This wig.
It's huge.
Not much work on it either.
No. She's a lady.
Did she have a bonnet?
No, she did not. I think it would be fun if we could have one or make one.
Find one.
We'll find one, yeah.
We will see.
We will see. So that's number one. I know. She weighs
50 pounds at least.
She weighs 50 pounds.
She's heavier than Holland.
Yeah, she is. And much bigger too.
Yes. Okay.
We'll find a fun spot for her. Now the next one is this wonderful Brew Fashion.
Yes.
She has this fabulous, it looks like the original dress to me.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pretty one. Her head doesn't have any damage, but she does there were some old cracks in her arms and a couple repairs in the bisque, which you can see right there. See, it's very faint, but it's there.
Yeah, right here.
But, oh well. She's wonderful, and that's one of the things that I always encourage anyone is to, especially if you can find a rare doll that might have some kind of, and damage just seems like such a dirty word, but you can get a wonderful doll for a lot less
I think it's called
money.
Character.
Yes, I like that.
As I told my husband, I do not have a stash. I have a resource center.
That's right. I love that.
Okay.
And I have not undressed her.
She's got a chemise. Looks like she's got a slip. And drawers. Split.
Now, why are they split? Like, we wear them these days so we can go to the bathroom. Is that why they're split on the doll?
You got it.
Okay, all right.
You got it.
Because I have slimming garments that have that slit, even though they don't work very well.
Yeah, I asked that question of my mother, and yeah.
Okay.
Over time.
All right, it's authentic. I love
Yes,
that.
it is.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, you think about like in Cave of the Wind days and that when they had these hoop skirts.
Right.
How in the world could a woman take care of herself?
Right. Exactly.
You figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Not much has changed.
Little boots. Beautiful little knitted socks.
Lots of layers. It's not going to be a quick project.
No,
you don't
it's
have to
not.
Make anything, but it's still going to be a long.
Well, you're going to take all of these flowers off that are hand stitched, and then we're going to have to hand steam them, and probably I'll bring my curling iron in for the flowers, and we'll fix those. See if we can make them look like flowers again, and then just meticulously sit there and take each ruffle.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point of this video, though, for our wonderful doll repair friends, is that you can learn how to do this.
It's time, and it's not a matter, it's love.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's a matter of love. Look at this beautiful bow with the knot.
Yeah, I love that. But when I see you steaming the bows and just bumping them up and just doing a little something, it's amazing how much better they look.
Yes. And this will be the same thing. I'm not going to remove this bow. I'm just going to take my little dowel and then bump it up. And really that's very good, because look at how it's creasing. And if it stays creased, you know, it will die. It will split.
We're trying to preserve it, and I know our friends watching that want to do doll repair and conservation are going to pick up something here. So
right. I think everybody should start taking care of their dolls better.
Including us. Yeah.
I'm the worst one. I look at my dolls and say, oh, you're dusty.
Well, you do it. You work hard all day doing everyone else's, so it's hard sometimes.
She's beautiful. But look at the difference in coloring. Even though they're the same. One's so pale. This one's dirtier, too.
Right. They actually came from the same home, too.
Such a lucky lady.
Yeah.
I always think that when I've gotten a doll, you know, received a doll from somewhere, the love that it took to keep that doll in that order.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. For decades.
For decades. They didn't come to us in this condition if they hadn't been loved.
Exactly. So where do we start with? So with her, we don't have to do a whole lot. We're just going to...
With her, we're going to undress her. More than likely, I'm going to clean her undergarments and clean her body, and definitely her arms and her face. This doll, I'm probably just going to take the least I can do.
Yes.
And freshen her up, and then we decide on what we're going to do, stand or chair.
All right, we are on the fixing table with our wonderful Linda Wall. Thank you so much for helping us. This is so great.
It's fun.
It is fun. Yep, it's hard work.
Yes, it's fun. But fun sometimes is hard work.
That's true. So what is going on with our...
Well, we're undressing her, and we're getting, you know, you can see that she really does need to be pressed, but she was put together with safety pins. And a lot of us reproduction people, everything has to be buttoned, which I'll probably put a real quick button on it. And look at her chemise, and how fine this is. And notice that there's always a hem. Notice the fine work that's in here. I'm sure you won't notice it, but this is really cute. Just a cute little finishing touch on the closure of the back of the shift or chemise. Or see, instead of having it open, they have finished it with a little overlap.
That is sweet.
It's sweet. It just goes in with the trim. And this is all finished by hand.
Wow.
That is nothing but it's the buttonhole stitch all the way around. And notice that this is, when they finished it, they came under and they finished the seam here. And it's a square neckline, which follows the square neckline on her body, which I think is very fascinating. Also, what's fascinating for me to look at this doll, look at the scallop.
Yeah. Somebody had some scalloping shears.
The old-fashioned, and usually they're rounded, but these are definitely pinked. That's what you can see. This is interesting. Here again, they have a bias for the lace and a simple 1 tuck. Usually 1 tuck, 3 tucks, 5 tucks. We always go crazy about waistbands and that. This doll was really put together fast.
Yeah. Just like, get her done.
Get her done. Get her dressed. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean her, which she will be beautiful then. A lot prettier. Probably fix her wig. Definitely press all of this. And start pressing. And individually, okay, here's her underslip. But everybody noticed. Is this cartridge? Sort of this is a tight gather. It's not cartridge pleating. But it's from the front of her dress to really the side part. The back side. I think the side seam would be right here. So it's all of the fullness is back here to allow if she had a bustle for her bustle. And here again you can see we have to do a little how large this hook and eye. It's the old-fashioned one.
It's good to see that.
It is. I'm going to have to fiddle with this, but I don't know. I might have to reform and see what I can do steaming this and see if I can fluff these flowers up a little.
They need to be revived a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah, you can pull back those petals. That.
But this is going to be
so fragile.
Very time consuming. Just separate it and press it. And I have to see how these ruffles went. This is interesting when you really look at it. Okay, one's coming here. I mean, this is the first time I've really looked at this. They're going down here and they're pleated. Pleated, pleated. Okay, this is pleated and stitched on the skirt in the middle. And this is large basting stitches. This is going up. This is going up.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's ready for the draping, which is the drape, which is what we always call the drape. And notice this. It hooks on the side seam. And this allows for the beautiful flowing on the back. This is sort of like a train. And when you just see the blob, you don't see all this detail. I mean, you just see a blob of, okay, it's going to take a lot of pressing. But until now, I didn't notice how they made this go up, which is an interesting. But notice the stitching. Everybody makes all these teeny. Look at this. Okay, and the back, where it's really ruffled, let's see. Here again, it's going down. It's just on the front. And you can see the difference right there. Then you go to the front and you wanted the fullness to go up underneath the drape, and that's why they went up.
This is incredibly fragile, but as we're looking at it and you're pulling it apart, I can see just how beautiful it's going to be.
It's beautiful.
When it's going to be ready.
It's a work of art.
Yes.
But if you notice how I'm touching it, it's just like a baby. It's even more delicate than a baby. And I have watched people that have come into class with antique dolls and how they handle their dolls. And we don't even handle our reproductions that way. And we go, No,
Yeah,
you know.
they are fragile.
They're very fragile. Their garments are fragile. They're very valuable. And if they're falling apart and melting, please just lay them in a box in acid-free paper and maintain them. Let them go with the doll if you ever sell her.
Okay, can't wait for step 2.
Okay, we'll get going.
Now she is fully undressed and we are looking at our beauty here. Linda, she looks actually pretty clean.
She really does. It's just her bisque that we need to clean. And I'm wondering maybe we should put a small leather piece here. And here. Which is a very normal place for gussets to rip. So I'm going to do that real quick, clean her bisque. And we'll get going.
So right now we are back with Linda and she is cleaning and we are using our soft scrub. Okay, don't get the kind that has grit in it or any other kind than just plain all-purpose with water. Okay, she puts a little in a bowl right there and we use a toothbrush and what are these called?
Q-tips.
Q-tips. Oh man, don't you hate it when you can't? Oh, it's the worst. So why can't we take it? The necklace doesn't have a latch?
It doesn't have a latch. It's on there, and because it's that gold, it's turning her neck green.
Right.
So we got to get it clean.
And we can't. It doesn't remove at all.
It doesn't want to remove.
How did they get it on there? They must have fastened. Oh, there's a latch right there.
Where?
Right here. It'll take a second, but yeah.
Okay, but it's a closed latch, Rachel. It's one of those like when you make jewelry. It's a hook. There's no.
Oh, so they fastened it on her for life.
Just like if we had a hook and we were doing. Yeah, it's fastened on there forever.
Well, we could.
I don't want to snip it off.
I kind of like it. We could snip it off and save it because it's just one hole where we'd have to sacrifice, and we could put a jump ring on there.
Well, the jump ring. Okay. Let's try it without. Maintain her as long as I can.
Okay.
If we can get her clean without taking it off, then I'm leaving everything as original as I can.
So this we've shown on our channel a million times, but this is what we do, and you can clean your bisque probably 100 different ways. You can do soap and water, but this works well. So give it a shot. Don't be afraid to do it. And oftentimes they're a lot dirtier than they look.
Oh yes, you'll see.
So while Linda does that, I want to show you how Stanley is working today, because we could never be filming this tutorial if we didn't have Stanley having fun with our Hollander yarn. Yes, see, Mama can't do both at once.
She's fighting the nap.
She's fighting the nap. She hasn't had a morning nap.
No nap.
No nap. Say thank you, Stanley, so we can get our work
those
done.
legs kicking?
Yeah, look at those legs. So we can get our work done for virtual convention. And Linda, hi. Oh, look at rubbing those eyes.
She's fighting it.
She's fighting it. Yeah, that's the residue inside the.
No, this was originally there. I'm just seeing if I can get it out. See, I can't.
So that's the basics of cleaning, everybody.
Yeah.
A biscuit. Now, if you look on our channel, we have the basics of cleaning and restringing compo and all kinds of things.
Okay, this is how I'm going to do this. They're exactly the same. So what I did is made little circles and I'm going to cut it. And this is going to go here in the gusset, so it opens up. So many people try to make it straight. I always put my glue. It's big enough it will hold. See this one, just by working. Okay, now she's ready to walk.
She looks a lot better.
I'll clean her eyes. Just make sure that nothing's on there. Always hold her. Notice how I'm holding the...
Okay.
We'll do her arms and then we'll get ready to do the other stuff.
All right, we are back with Linda, and you have been pressing away. We didn't film all the pressing because we've shown a lot of that, but we're going to show a little.
Look at this.
And, oh, it looks good.
Yeah. The lining, how it's made it stiff. They didn't line the hole. They just lined down here to hold it out. Stitched the hook and eye on. We did some mending. Put a button and a loop on her, and she's ready to start dressing. And now we're pressing this, and I'm using 2 different irons, but now I'm to the point you have to individually pull these little ruffles out and then press it. Show you. As you can tell, I've got 4 ironing boards, 2 irons.
Heck yeah, you got to. We use these little irons a lot for little clothes, even Barbie clothes.
Right.
Brace clothes.
Yes, right there.
So
Yes.
how hot are they?
This one's on medium heat.
Okay.
And this is on just the lowest steam I can get because I have been steaming it. I individually pulled these out, that mat that we had, but then they stuck straight out. So then I took it like this and literally steamed it. But be careful. You can steam your hands.
Yes.
But now I'm to the point of...
Oh, this is one of my favorite tricks.
It really has been smashed for years, so it doesn't want to open. Open it gently. Put a dowel in. This iron. And there you got a bow.
Look at that. So much better.
Yes.
Yep.
Here again.
Love that trick.
Carefully open them up. And be very careful. I can't stress enough. Because this is where being smashed, they're going to really separate and melt. That's about as far as I dare go. You can tell. You can just tell by the feel. And that's as far as I'm going to dare go.
But even though it's not a lot, it is when you see it. It looks good.
It's not a lot, but it's just enough. Now notice on this garment, bodice, the double cording. Usually it's only single cording, but it's double. And how they finished the inside. This one's ready to go. Now we're going to start on this skirt.
Now this, how are you going to press this? You're going to show us right now.
Yeah.
This is going to take a while too.
It's going to take a while. Okay, I'm going to separate this, whatever, train or whatever. Notice that when you have things like this, I've just found that it's easier to drape it over the edge so I don't have to deal with all that. And I look at this as I'm trying to preserve what we have and not ever disturb it. Only time you'll ever see me doing stitching and that if I have to maintain the garment or stabilize it. Because I love these old garments.
Well, I do too, but I'm just looking at this fabric and it is incredibly
This is
delicate.
definitely cotton netting, which is very expensive to try to purchase right now. And I'm sure at that time it was very expensive. I know about 9 years ago, I tried to find some and it was $100 a yard. And with prices going up, I don't, if you can find it. I think that's the other key. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way around. And then after that, I will literally take this ruffle, lay it down, and I sort of separate it. Like so.
Oh man, so it's so good to learn this, but I'm already thinking ahead like there's so many ruffles.
I know you said, "Oh, can we get this done quick?" And I'm going, "Oh, I don't know how fast I can go." But yes, this is what's going to make it pretty
It'll look stunning because it'll be so full
and full.
yeah.
And that's why they did it this way. And I'm sure when it was brand new, they didn't mat it down. They had, it was fairly full, and they would only press the top of the pleats and then stitch them down so it was even fuller. But notice that I'm not dragging the garment, letting it droop.
Right, because that's too heavy.
It's too hard on these fibers at this point in their life. Just think of what you did when you were real young. You could do it. And when you're 50 years old or 60 years old, it doesn't like doing that. This garment is really old.
Yes, this doll and this garment, along with the other dolls that we received, had not been touched in decades.
Right.
So
they were just
Yeah.
they were just in their cabinet, and all of us have dolls in our cabinet that we get accustomed to, and then all of a sudden you look at them and say, "Oh, you need attention. You'd be so pretty." So that's all I do. One little. And no, I'm not using scissors or any hard, I'm using nails. So you can already see just by that.
yeah, that looks good.
This one hasn't been done. So. And I'm really not putting a lot of pressure on this when I'm pressing it. I'm just trying to get the pleats back in and laying it out. I think I would call it hard pressing. It's very gentle.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're to the point of connection here. So we're going to have to go like this. Okay. One thing about it, it's not hard to tell what you haven't done. But you got to find out where you started. Okay, now, see this one, we started here. So the decision is, do I go around? And I will. Same
So
thing.
you just do it layer by layer.
By layer by layer. some layers I'm finding are a little easier than others. For example, I found that I couldn't even find this ruffle because it had been wadded up into the short little wide one that has been just gathered around her neck. So you just have to pull it out and see, it's been crinkled up for so long. See, it's wanting to go back to its natural. So I might have to go back and steam it again to say behave. I'm trying to get my, come on.
It's not going to uncurl and just stay, I think, in one swoop after being for so long.
My iron went to sleep. That's what we're going to do. Just one ruffle at a time.
Okay, one ruffle at a time. We are back with our wonderful Linda Wall, and you've been working so hard ironing and doing so many things. She's looking gorgeous.
She's been patched. And now we're ready to put her petticoat on. At one time I thought I was going to have to, tie her legs back, but she started behaving. Hopefully she'll continue. Nope. I'm going to have to take her off the stand.
If you guys hear Coco Melon in the background, it's because Stanley is entertaining our Holland Diane.
How times change. We hit Sesame Street.
Yes. And Mr. Rogers, and that
well,
was my favorite, but
sometimes you can put it over their head, sometimes you can't, so. Okay.
yeah, I've never seen you put on clothes with the doll on the stand, but I'm also usually not back here when you're dressing him.
No. The reason I like to put the stands on over the under drawer, the drawers, it sort of protects the body, especially if it's a leather body. So many people try to put it on afterwards.
Yeah, it's hard to shimmy it up
And also this way, I can make sure it stays where it's supposed to. You know how a lot of times our stands go up too high?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's going to be interesting getting that. Do you need me to help? I am filming, but I can stabilize her.
Okay. What we're going to have to do is move that hook, I think.
Yeah.
Because we do
I
not...
don't think it was actually attached when she came. I'm trying to think. She was just
I think I'm going to move the hook, but for going on, we're just going to go ahead. It is about a ½ an inch too. Now, here again, if you had a saddle stand.
I like saddle stands. Sometimes I feel like they're the
not
dolls
secure.
topple over a little bit easier.
Okay. Now. This was hard getting off. If you remember.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what this looks like because it's gonna be a little tight.
It was very tight on her arms up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the problem was the chemise. So I'm going to try to cheat. It could have been without sleeves. But it is one heck of a tight fit. So we might have to really take our time.
Are you watching Linda?
Hello, honey bunny.
Yeah. Hi. 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 Did she drink her bottle?
Yeah, she even wanted more.
Oh, well then I
Well, I gave her some more of her.
Yeah, how was that attached before? I don't really remember. But
Well,
look at
it
that.
wasn't attached. Right here is. Did it just go on her? Okay, there's.
You need to add some hooks.
We're going to have to add some hooks, and she gained some weight, and I didn't even want. There. Well, that one fits. Okay. There's the one loop. Okay, that one's there. That one didn't even have a loop. This one doesn't have a loop. And
I don't think anyone's watching your presentation, Linda. They're all watching Paul and Diane.
it's quite all right. I don't blame them. Paul and Stanley are just very entertaining.
Yes, they are.
Okay, go lay her down and put some loops on.
Yeah.
Mark them and put some loops on, but there she is.
Yeah, she looks a lot cleaner. And again, this isn't like some big, huge makeover. It's. Did you press these parts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But remember, these go up.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're trying to put them down. They go up. They stitch up.
Yeah, she's going to look great.
Okay. And I've got to cut down a pate because the other one was demolished.
Yes. Well, was it too far gone?
Yeah, it was in pieces.
It's
not even there.
okay. Oh, okay.
So this one is too small. It keeps going in.
Oh, yep.
So I'm going to have to cut the other one down.
Okay.
But then when I started looking at her wig, they had a rat put on the front.
Why?
Because of that one little spot.
Oh.
I'm going to see what I have to do. And then it's interesting. They nailed in curls.
Yes. Her wig, that's why the pate got messed up, because her wig was nailed on. And it was really difficult to get it off.
And look at the nails on the rat.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see when we get the pate on where we are.
Where we are. Okay. Thanks, Linda. We're peeking back over Linda's shoulder because you are repairing the wig, and I wanted to get some of this so our wonderful friends can see a little bit of what you are doing, which is reinforcing some of these curls.
Well, really, I'm pulling this hair back. It was hanging, and trying to cover the wig cap. And then I'm stitching it down. How that looks, yeah. See, that bald spot's gone now.
Are you gonna look? There's a nail right there. Are we gonna leave that? Oh, look at that.
That's her.
Oh,
That's her curl. That
oh,
she
that's
just...
a curl. I just took her curl.
No,
I
go
took
ahead.
her weave off.
We're gonna stitch it down, so it's okay.
I shouldn't have been in here grabbing. Like, you know what you're doing. I'm like,
It's okay. I won't go. This is a big bald spot right there.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what we're doing. Now don't pluck it out, please.
Yeah, sorry. Here it is.
Oh,
I'm plucking out your stuff.
another nail.
So that's how these curls were secured, just by nails.
Nails.
I don't like this.
Just think of it. It's your hair.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You'd have a headache. And then I'm going to take it off and stitch it. And I'm going to continue, and I'm going to take one of the other little, I'm going to take some of this rat, and I'm going to put it underneath there. So that bald spot goes away.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay? So I'm
So you're
just
placing them where you want, and then you're going to stitch them on.
Correct.
Good. She's looking great, though. Look
She
at that.
is.
Look at that dress.
She needs
Oh, here's another.
She's really losing her curls.
She's losing her curls. So we are getting close. Linda has been reinforcing the wig with some stitches and not nails. And we don't have a bonnet, but we are going to put a flower in the hair. So this wasn't like a grand, huge overhaul, but it has taken all day. And you can see that it does make a big difference when things are all flattened down to just get a little refresh.
There she is. And tonight I might spritz it, and I'm going to take dental floss and hold these down so they don't keep flaring. But that's what she's going to look like. And that was in our stash.
It's a little cowlick.
Yeah, that's what has to be
tied down.
Tied down.
The dental floss.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a flower stash. Not for sale.
Well,
that's our stash.
I know. But this came off her dress.
Yeah, which I think looks...
Because nothing matched,
matched.
So we had to improvise.
Well, dear friends, I hope that this provided some entertainment and some just time with the dolls and our wonderful in-house doll, Master Linda Wall. She's Uniquely Yours Porcelain Dolls is her website. We'll put that in the link in the video, of course. But it's when you watch other people at work, because there's a ton of ways to do everything, you can learn a lot just by watching.
Right.
You might have picked up a bunch of tips or just one. And, you know, it's fun. I think it's really fun to learn about different things. And Holland Diane,
she says,
is getting a little, she says, I've had enough. I'm going to take her up front and get a couple beautiful photos of her. And this is the end of our tutorial. Thank you. Is this the end of our tutorial?
It sure is.
Linda's exhausted. Yeah, she's been working straight through. She even had a protein drink for lunch just so she could like keep working. I'm like, take a break. Looks so good. So we'll show you the pictures here at the end, and she's going to be gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Love her. Thank you so much, Linda.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're obviously not leaving her on this rail here, but I think it is a fun spot to show off her beauty and all of her finery. Again, we didn't make a whole lot of changes for us with our antique dolls. Originality is what we strive for. Right, Linda?
Yes.
We try to preserve that at all costs. All right, thank you so much, everybody. We hope you enjoyed Linda's tutorial. Again, Linda Wall, Uniquely Yours Porcelain Dolls. And thank you, Stanley, for watching our sweet Holland Diane, who's ready for a nap.
Yeah,
She had fun today, though. She had a good time.
She said,
Yep.